I'm going to attempt to multitask today. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you something about owning a business, starting your business, and then having a business that I don't think I've heard anybody else talk about on social media. But when you talk to another business owner, everybody knows what you're talking about because it's happened to them. And then at the same time, get ready for this, I'm going to attempt to make a lemon cheesecake, which I hope turns out great. And the reason I'm doing that is because I have lemons that I want to use before they go bad. So let me first tell you what's in the lemon cheesecake. I am making, or not making rather, the graham cracker crust. I just bought that because that's how I roll. 1 4-ounce package of cream cheese, simple enough. 1 3/4 cups of milk, yum. 1 package of Dream Whip, and 1 package of vanilla Jello pudding, instant Jello pudding. You know, sometimes I've made chocolate cheesecake and I'll use chocolate milk and chocolate Jello pudding, and it's delicious and really rich, but today it's lemon. And then I'm going to use a lemon to make it lemony. Ta-da! So the first thing I'm going to do is grate the lemon rind and not go too deep because we don't want any of the white in there. Oh, I forgot. Also, I think it's a teaspoon or a tablespoon, a splash of vanilla extract. There you go. So when you are starting a business, everybody wants to jump on board. Everyone's like, oh yeah, I want to start a business too. Like everybody wants to start a business, be their own boss, make their own rules. And can you hear my dog barking in the back? And so, you know, everyone's excited. Oh yeah, that sounds like fun. And then you start to actually, you know, go through the motions of looking into it deeper and, you know, doing some research and maybe looking at space if you have a job where you need a physical space. And then people start to realize, oh, you're serious. Okay. We just start to... So now I've finished grating all the rind off. You can see all the yellow is off. Most of the yellow is off. And it's in this little container. So I'm going to keep that for later. So people are starting to take you seriously. Oh, she really means that she wants to start a business. And then they're like, well, I want to join with you. I want to do it. Well, my name is Sherry. I'm from Twin Sisters Mastectomy Boutique. And my business is very unique. And most of the people I knew when I'm starting my business didn't know what a mastectomy boutique was. And they're like, yeah, I want to jump on board. And it's like, you don't know anything about this business. So then they would bring their own ideas. Well, I want to join your business, but I'm going to sell uniforms. You know, that'll be my part of the business. Well, that's got nothing to do with Twin Sisters Mastectomy Boutique. Or they'll want to do something else and they want to join, but then modify your vision so that it's unrecognizable. So I said yes to everybody, and that's really important for later. I said yes to everybody, and you know, I just kind of went about doing my business, and you know, I let them research their part, and then I got into, you know, meetings with them, and I'd say, okay, well, you know, we have a vision, you know, let's get together and put together a business plan. So we would set a date for a business plan and my Dream Whip. Ta-da. So, you know, we would set up a time to do this business meeting and bring our research to the table, and inevitably they hadn't done any research, maybe some superficial stuff. Okay, so then we would say, okay, well, this is what we need for our next meeting. So I'd set up a next meeting. Gonna add the Jello. Apparently I can't talk and bake at the same time. So the next meeting would come along. You can hear my pepper, he's barking in the back. The next meeting would come along, and again, they wouldn't really have done anything. I guess they expected me to do it all. So then I'd say, okay, well, let's set up a third meeting. And in the third meeting, you know, I've told them I'm going to prepare some financial stuff. And so that's what I would do. I would prepare information on, you know, what it would cost to have a space and lease it for a year, and overhead and product, and, you know, all of the little things, internet, phone lines, everything, suppliers, who the suppliers were going to be, and, you know, how much it costs to, you know, gain a supplier, that kind of thing. Because sometimes you need to have a first order paid in full before they'll, you know, extend you credit. And that's the time when everyone would back out, because you'd say, okay, let's say it's gonna be $50,000. Okay, it's gonna be $50,000, $25,000 each. When can you have this money by? We need to go to the bank. And all of a sudden it's a change in plans. Now it's real, and now they actually have to risk something. So because they have to risk something, guess what? They find a reason to back out, and that's okay, because you didn't want them as a partner in the first place. And then you open up your business, and people see that your business is doing really well. I'm going to add the cream cheese, and I'm going to cut it up. So that's just easier to mix. This is a really easy cheesecake, and you can modify it in so many ways. I think the next time I do it, I want to try mixing the milk with like coffee and making a coffee flavored cheesecake. I think that would be delicious. Alrighty, let me just open this. Ooh, it's gonna fight me. It's fighting back. Okay, delicious. So I would cut this up into smaller chunks, and this is at room temperature, so that's easy to spread, because if it's hard, then it's going to be that much more difficult to blend. And people are seeing that, okay, now this is your job, you actually did it, that's really cool. And now there's a whole nother group of people who want to start a business with you because they've seen that you've done it, and it's got to be easy because you did it right. And they just kind of want to grab onto your coattails and, you know, have you kind of lead the way for them. And I probably get at least 2 people a year asking me to start a business with them. Okay? So again, I say yes to everybody, because the same thing happens. You know, people think it's, you know, really easy and everything until you start laying down, okay, you need to do this research, and, you know, we need to finalize things, and we need to, you know, put lawyers into place, and we need to sign leases, and we need to put money up front. Immediately, there's a reason why they can't do it. Oh, I don't have time, I've got other obligations, and that's great, because I will always say yes to everybody, because if you say no, inevitably people will think, oh, you just don't want me to succeed. You know, you're just selfish. You're just, you know, you don't want to help others. So I say yes to everybody. And every single person in my 18 plus years has found a way to back out once it gets real. Because it's a lot of commitment, it's a lot of risk. And that's fine. Gonna add some milk. Delicious. People think that when you own a business, you can do whatever you want. Well, technically, that's true. Vanilla. Just a little splash. I'm not going to measure. Nope, probably too much. Oh well. Here's the thing. As a business owner, you only get paid when you show up. Unless, I don't know, you have some other kind of business where you can consult over the phone or something. But my business is physical. I have to physically be there. Now plug this in. It's still a little bit lumpy, but I've got a little bit more to do. So, because things can get messy. But then there's the other most important part about my clients. I have to be there for my clients. This isn't something I can phone in. This isn't something that, you know, I can do by email. I have to physically be there. And these appointments are really important to my clients. I'm going to cut this lemon in half. Some of my clients have been waiting 6 weeks from the day of their surgery so that they can come in and be fit with a breast prosthesis and some mastectomy bras. Some clients are going into surgery and they need post-op bras to wear home from the hospital. Some clients, you know, have a breast form emergency, or they have a last minute appointment, or not an appointment, but a last minute. Some clients have a last minute vacation and they need swimwear. And while I can't be on call for everybody, I'm just gonna use this to get the juice out of the lemon. I used to just squeeze it with my hand, but this works way better from the dollar store. So I used to, so I can't be on call, but I have to be reliable. I have to have reliable hours. They have to know that I'm going to be here and that every time they call me, I'm not on vacation, because that is a pretty good way to stress out your clients and also a pretty good way to lose your clients. Because if it were me, let's say that every time I went to use a particular hairdresser, she was never there, or my dentist was always closed, or whoever, my accountant was always gone when I need them. After a while, you're just going to say, you know what? Maybe I need a new accountant or hairdresser or a mastectomy service provider, because when I need them, they're never there. And that is perfectly reasonable. So, you know, sure, I can take time off whenever I want, but the reality is I won't have a business for very long. And I think that's a huge misconception from a lot of people who are thinking that they want to own a business. They can do whatever they want. They're the boss. They don't have to show up. They're just going to make tons of money by being invisible. And they forget that they have to pay lawyers and accountants and bookkeepers and rent and insurances. I can't tell you all the insurances I have just to run your business. Whether you're making a lot of money or a little bit of money, you still have to pay all those things. So this isn't to scare you off from owning a business, but it's something that nobody talks about. And I think it's really important. Now, would I change anything? Absolutely not. I absolutely love doing what I do. Now I'm going to add a little bit of that lemon zest. Oh, there's a little bit on here. So it smells really good. Okay, I don't know how much to add, so I'm just going to take a pinch. Maybe it's a teaspoon. I don't know. I'm just going by guessing. I'm going to mix that up again. Let's see if it tastes lemony. Not as lemony as you would think. I'm going to add the other half of that lemon. I'm surprised. Where's my squeezy thing? But I think the bottom line is just know that if you start a business, you have to stick to your own vision and do what you know, because all these people who have all these great ideas won't come through at the end of the day. And that's fine, because it's not their vision. So you need to be prepared to do it on your own. You need to be prepared to stick with your vision. And you need to know that it's hard work, like really hard work. Very interested to know if you've started a business and what has happened socially. Have you had people really help you out with great advice? Or maybe you're somebody who has a friend who started a business and you wanted to participate and they wouldn't let you. Or you started a business with somebody, well, this would be interesting, and it didn't work out. That would be very interesting to know, because it's like going on vacation with somebody. It could be your best friend, but when you go on vacation, you find out that you have very different vacation styles. One person wants to lay on the beach, the other person wants to go sightseeing. And you really have to get somebody with the same vacation style as you, just like you have to match with somebody who is of the same business mind as you, the same work ethic, the same vision. So let me know in the comments down below. Let's just shake this girl. Woo. Let me know in the comments down below what your experience has been. I'm gonna put some of this on top, some of the lemon rind. You could also put caramel on top, or chocolate on top, or fruit on top. I've used cherry pie filling, blueberry pie filling, whatever your fancy. Marshmallows. Yeah, so let me know in the comments down below, because I'm Sherry from Twin Sisters Mastectomy Boutique, and I am very curious. What do you think? Yum!